This is Chapter 1, Lesson 6. Today we're going to be talking about is solving real-world multiplication and division situations, as well as talking about algebraic equations and solving those equations when there's parentheses and what you do when you see an equation with parentheses. Okay, so we're just going to get right into it and start discussing a situation and discussing how we start using parentheses in real-life situations. All right, so our first problem here is it's Michael talking. I bought an eraser for 6 cents and 2 magnets for 9 cents each. All right, so we want to know how much did he spend at the store? Because right up here it says how much did each student spend at the school store? So Michael bought an eraser for 6 cents, and then he also bought 2 magnets for 9 cents. Okay, so within this equation, there's two things happening, or there's two separate things, and then we need to combine them. So we have an eraser that costs 6 cents, but then we also have to figure out that we have 2 magnets, so 2 magnets for 9 cents each. And then we want to know how much altogether. So when you're doing this in your head, you might say, okay, well, I have 6 cents, and then you're also going to do a separate equation in your head of 2 times 9. And then you need to combine those two to figure out how much money you have. What that would look like if you weren't looking at the parentheses is you would hold that 6 in your head, and maybe off to the side you're going to say to yourself, what's 2 times 9, and figure out, well, the product is 18. And then take that 18 and add on that 6. So bring that 6 down below, add them together, and realize that you have 24. Well, as we become more mathematical, we start doing this situation in our head with equations. And so we take the one separate piece that we need to do on the side, the 2 times 9, and we're going to put it in parentheses, and next to it we're going to add on what we need to combine to that product, which is the 6 in this equation. So first off, when you have parentheses, you always do what's in parentheses first. So 2 times 9 is 18. You'd bring down that 6 because now you're going to add the 6 to 18, and you're going to end up with 24 cents. So two separate things that you want to combine, and we put them into one equation instead of having two separate equations. Okay, so here's Emma. Let's see what Emma. I bought 3 markers for 8 cents and a notebook for 10 cents. So in our head we could be going, oh, I have that 10 cents, and then I have 3 markers for 8 cents each. So 3 markers times 8 cents, that's 24 cents. And then bring up that 10 cents, add it together, and realize that you have 34 cents. As we become more mathematical, how we're going to put that together is we are going to say, well, we have the 10 cent or the 3 markers at 8 cents. We need to solve that. We need to figure out how much those markers are going to cost. And when we do so, we're going to add on that 10 cents for that notebook. So there's our equation. First, we need to figure out what's in parentheses. We need to find out what 3 markers at 8 cents cost, and that's going to cost us 24 cents. And then we're going to add on the cost of the notebook, the 10 cents. So overall, we end up with 34 cents. So some of you might be just comfortable with putting it out this way, but I'm going to try on Monday to get you to understand, I should probably bring this arrow up here, how to get that equation set and put it all together. All right, let's do a couple more here. So here's Alan. I bought 4 pencils for 3 cents and 4 pens for 6 cents each. Now we have two separate things that we need to figure out. So a common way for kids to write it out would be, well, hey, let's see, 4 times 3 plus 4 times 6. Okay. And we're going to be talking about why it's important to put parentheses in on Monday. When we look at a situation like this, if you just went straight across the way, what would happen? Would it be the same product or not? But getting away from that, some of you are going to recognize, well, first you'll do the 4 times 3, and you'll have 12. And that's going to figure out how many pencils. That cost 12 cents for the pencils. And then 4 pens at 6 cents. That's going to cost you 24 cents for that 4 times 6. And then you'll take the 12 cents plus the 24 cents. And you're going to end up with 36 cents. So you're kind of having just jumbling all this work together. Whereas when you start putting the equation in and putting those parentheses, you can keep it in one solid equation. So first we want to figure out 4 pencils, and they're 3 cents. So 4 times 3. And then we also have the other equation of 4 pens for 6 cents. So 4 times 6. So we have those 2 separate equations. And when we figure out those two, then we're going to add them together and find out how much money we spent. So when you have parentheses like this, you'd say 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 6 is 24. Add those two together, and you're going to add up with 36 cents. So it's really breaking it apart and looking at those pieces. So let's go scroll down here and looking at, just as you get more comfortable with it, you're working with story problems. It's great if you see that, but you're also going to see just the equation, and you're going to have to solve for it. So we want to remember that the parenthesis is always first. As you go through math, we have this acronym or this mnemonic device that we use, that please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And what that means is when you get into higher algebra and you're working more algebraically, we have parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. It's called the order of operations. And so what we want you to learn right now, which we started talking about in 4th grade, but to be comfortable in 5th grade, is recognizing that parentheses always get solved first. So in this equation, 4 times 3 minus 5, and then equals n, you need to solve what's in parentheses first. So 4 times 3 is 12. Then from 12, you can bring down the rest of the equation, 12 minus 5, so n equals 7. Okay, going to the next one, let's do vertically. 9 minus 2, do what's in parentheses, times 4. So first we need to do 9 minus 2 is 7, and then we're going to multiply that by 4, so C is 28. Keep on going. We have 8 times 7 in parentheses is 56. Then we subtract 6, and we should have 50. Go look at number 11. We have 5 minus 3 is 3. We're going to take the rest of the equation times 9. V is 27. So solving what's in parentheses first, no matter where the parentheses are. And maybe I should jumped over to here, because even when the parentheses aren't the first part of the equation, they still are the thing that you solve first. So here we would do 10 minus 2 is 8, and then we would add the 6 and end up with 14. This is what we're going to work on when you come to class on Monday. We're going to really work on putting together equations with real-world situations, like up here. And then we also are going to work on just looking at the equation and solving for an unknown. All right. I will see you Monday morning. Thank you for watching the video.